Hello, everyone. This is Ron Collins from Lacy SEO, and today I want to talk about SEO mistakes to avoid in 2021. So stay tuned. All right, today I want to go through some SEO mistakes people make in building their website or doing the SEO on their website. So, number one is not using keywords and your domain name. Search engines do not use the keywords and domain names as a ranking, or they do use it as a ranking factor, and it may be a small ranking factor, but they do. So choose a domain name that works for your SEO and branding. Now, I made a website about a year ago called Web Design Albuquerque. This is a test site. I'm not in that city. It's about 300 miles north of where I am. And I use the keyword web design in the location Albuquerque in the domain name. Now, this website has no backlinks, no citations, and no blog. I haven't changed anything on this website in a year, yet it ranks number 12 in Google for web design Albuquerque. I have it in the domain name, I have it on the title, the H1 title, in a very competitive field. And I'm not on the first page of Google yet, but it would probably take just a little bit more work to include some other SEO normal things that I do to get it to rank on the first page of Google. So it is important if you're setting up a new website to think about your domain name and have some keywords in it. Now, don't do this. Have a title called web design dash SEO dash content marketing dash Albuquerque and just go on and on with your keywords. Google's going to see that as very, very spammy. What you want to do is concentrate on your most used keyword, the main keyword that you want to rank for. All right, number two, not doing keyword research. This is a huge mistake. You can't guess at this. Use some keyword research tools. Find out what people are searching for related to your business. Use Google Analytics, Google Search Console to find out terms people are using to generate impressions and land on your website. All right, number three, your H1 headers are wrong. I see this all the time. You should be labeling your headings with H tags or H1 or heading 1 being the most important. H2 is the second most important, and so on down to H6. But you don't have to use all the headings. So you want to include your main keywords in the H1 title. Very simple. You don't have to write anything clever about it. Just use your keywords. It may sound kind of boring, but it works. So, for instance, here's an H1 that's pretty terrible. You'll love the taste and keep coming back for more. Okay? Sounds nice, but Google doesn't know what you're talking about. So let's say you have a pastry shop in San Diego and you choose this phrase, you'll love the taste and keep coming back for more. Uh, First, Google's not going to understand what your site is about, and people reading this title, they may not be sure what you're talking about either. So here's a better H1, the best pastry shop in San Diego. So you're saying your keyword pastry. You have a pastry shop, and you're geolocating it in San Diego. It's pretty simple, and now Google knows what your website is about. Do the same thing for your H2s, H3s. Make sure the keywords in your heading matches your content below. This helps Google understand what you do, and it can help rank your website. All right, number 4, thin website content. And again, I see this all the time on websites. Uh, why in the world would you think you could rank for your keyword when you have 2 sentences and you mention your keyword once? If you don't know how to write good content, hire a good content writer. Tell them what keywords and similar words and phrases you are trying to rank for. Very important. Thin content does not provide the information that a visitor seeks, and the content offers little or no value to Google. It's not going to rank it. Don't fall into the trap of just producing loads of very similar content, such as non original pages or pages with scraped content or duplicate content. These are considered thin content pages also. So do your homework, write some original content. I know it's hard to do because there's literally thousands of other people writing about the same thing you are. All right, number 5, not updating your content. No matter what your website is about, it needs to be updated from time to time. But it doesn't matter if you have a hair salon, law practice, or if you're a roofer, your content needs to be updated. If your content on a page is not ranking, then update it. If there's new information about what you do, update your content. I once had a client had a website and the content had not been updated in 10 years. Of course, none of the pages were ranking. So after I took this website over, eventually I got them to rank number 1 for their main keywords by providing the correct content and updated content. Number 6, understand your website's metrics. Okay, so what do I mean? Website metrics are measurements made on your website in order to better track its performance and statistics. Metrics are the numbers behind certain variables related to your website. Tracking these numbers is vital and it can often give insight that would otherwise be overlooked. Some people never look at the metrics on their website. They don't know if their keywords that they're trying to rank for, if they're actually ranking or not. Here's what you should be looking at: number of visitors, bounce rate, average page views per session, session duration, average time on the page, your top traffic source, and your CTR or click-through rate. And this is an example taken from some Google Analytics, so you can see what your clicks are, impressions, your average CTR, and your average position for not just one keyword, for all your keywords. If you don't know how to set up your analytics, there's lots of instructions online on how to do that. I'm not going to go over that today. If you're not sure, understand what bounce rate is, page views, sessions. I'm not going to go over that in this video because it'd make it too long, but there's lots of information on the web that explains exactly what those metrics are. All right, number 7, wrong metadata, title and descriptions. Again, this is very important. The title you give to each page on your website will influence your ranking. It must include keywords that are on the page, of course. I see people mess this up over and over again. So let's look at some samples. I've typed into Google hair salon El Paso, and these are some of the first page results. You should first include your main keyword and then what we call a qualifier. So let's look at some of these. The first one here, Anna's Hair Studio Salon. Okay, they have the name of their business right in front. You usually want to have it at the back end, put your main keywords in the front. Now, it does mention hair studio, which you may be wanting to rank for, so it's not too bad. But you want to put your main keywords in the front and then a qualifier at the end. Like they have the best hair and beauty salon, and this is cut off El Paso. I wouldn't worry too much about this being cut off by Google because they only allow so many characters. It doesn't look good from a visitor standpoint, but Google does read the whole sentence you have here, even though it doesn't show up. So if you go over a little bit, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Let's look at this other title, West End Hair Company. They left all the space out here blank that they could have used. They could have used some keywords in there, uh, such as a premier hair salon in El Paso. Uh, they have a lot of wasted space. Most company owners, they want to put their name first, and I have to really argue with a lot of business owners that are clients of mine not to do that. Here's another one, Nicholas Reyes Hair Salon. That's the name of their company. That's all they put in the title. So think about your title. You want to put your keywords that you're trying to rank for in the title, and have a qualifier at the end. It could be that you're having a 10% off sale or something. You want to put something that people will want to click on for more information. So let's look at the descriptions. This is part of the metadata also. Now, the description is not a ranking factor, but is important because people are going to be reading this. So, again, think about how you want to write this so people will click on and go to your site. At Hannah's Hair Salon, we have trained and experienced hairstylists specializing in haircuts and hair color services. So, if you're trying to rank for these two terms, you certainly want to put that in the description. Even though it's not a ranking factor, it's something you're trying to sell. They could have added a little bit more. West End Hair Company, top 200 salons in America, premier salon in El Paso, Texas. So they're making sure they're geolocating it where it is. West End Hair Company plus Day Spa is a full service Avita salon committed to giving, and then it's cut off. Um, this part I wouldn't have it cut off because Google's not going to use this as a ranking factor. I would make sure everything fits on here. And if you're using WordPress, um, you can see this if you're using the Yoast plugin or All-in-One SEO or one of those plugins. You can see how many characters you can put in there. All right. Number 8, poor website speed. In other words, how long does it take for your website to load? To find out how fast or slow your website is, go to Page Speed Insights. That's what this site is right here. This is made by Google. So you can put in your URL or even a competitor's URL and click Analyze. It'll take a few minutes. And it'll show you what your speed is. If your website is slow, then fix it. If you don't know how to fix it, read or watch videos on what to do or hire a developer to do it. Don't just continue with a slow website. Uh, People are not going to wait around for your website to load. Okay, so there you have the top 8 SEO mistakes to avoid in 2021 and even beyond that. So if you can fix all those, you'll have a better chance of ranking, getting more visitors, and getting more clients. So I hope this helps everybody. I'll see you next time, and everybody be blessed.